Okay, so we're in the crowded barrel warehouse, and I'm not entirely sure what the video is about, so we're gonna aim the camera at Daniel.
Hey guys.
Hey, let me.
Wait,
Just,
what are you talking about?
you just need.
Oh, here, that's yours.
Okay, fair enough.
That's the stout cask. Okay, so what we're choosing is which barrel are we going to put single mom in first? Now keep in mind, we're going to put single mom in every barrel we can find.
Yeah, we're going to be making single mom for a while.
Because we're not entirely certain what's going to happen in this part of Texas with the spirit we make. But because it takes us so long to fill a barrel, you guys are going to choose what we do first, right? Now, there's a couple things you need to consider. The first is, the wider the cut that you choose, the longer you need for the barrel to work out some of the flavor things you don't want in your whiskey. The narrower your heart cut, the shorter it takes to age something out.
Now,
that will change.
Did we already choose the cuts?
Well, what we chose was a wide cut digging into tails.
Okay.
Now, we can adjust that definition based on what kind of barrel you guys choose first if you want.
Okay.
Because wide cut isn't a number, it's a sense, it's based off of taste and smell.
Right.
And if we know where we're going, we can do a wide cut based on a small barrel or a wide cut based on a big barrel. Sure. Those are two different cuts.
Okay, so what's the decision we're coming to?
There's 4 barrels we're going to let you guys choose from up front.
Yeah.
The first is used oak. One of the Eleanor bourbon casks that used to have bourbon. We take it, and this is basically the kind of thing that gets sent to Scotland. We take it and we fill it with single malt. Now, it could be 2 to 3 years before you get a chance to try it.
Because of the size of the barrel.
Because of the size of the barrel.
Okay.
Same thing with a new oak. We order from ISC or somebody new versions of these 53-gallon barrels, and we start with new American oak.
Yeah.
Now, if we put it new American oak, we can label this a single malt. If we put it in this, we can't legally call it a single malt because we put it in used casks.
Yeah.
It's going to have to be a malt whiskey or whiskey made from a malt mash, which is fine.
Yeah.
It's just about taste. The other choice is 5-gallon barrels. So we just got these brand new 5-gallon barrels from Balcones. These were the barrels they were using originally before they switched over to full-size barrels. And these are new. So we could fill these, or we have used Balcones barrels that we could fill.
Are these the full-size ones?
No, 5-gallon.
Oh,
over there.
okay, over there.
Right? Or we could do the used 5-gallon barrels.
Okay.
So that's 4 choices. Full-size new, full-size used, 5-gallon new, 5-gallon used. And keep in mind that if we use the 5 gallons, we'll need to take them out of there before the wood over oaks them sooner,
right.
Which means we won't be able to let them age as long as we need to get some of the really heavy low notes out of. But a full size, we'll be able to let them sit longer and bleed out, but you guys won't get to taste it for a while.
Okay, so smaller barrels. This is just for my own reference and understanding.
Mm-hmm.
Bear with me. If we do a small barrel that's new,
yeah,
then the oakiness you're usually going to get from a smaller barrel.
Really dramatic.
Smaller barrel is really dramatic because you have a lot more contact with the spirit and the wood.
Yes.
Also, it's new.
Yes.
It's new, so the newness of the wood is going to impact that spirit more.
Yep, and I think these are a 3 char, so which is kind of in the middle.
Yeah,
right?
it's a middle char.
So,
now, you also have the used, which the newness of the barrel isn't a factor.
Right.
All of like the woody tannin, some of that hotness is taken out.
A little more mild.
A little bit more mild, but you're probably going to need to age it a little more.
A little longer.
Okay.
Yeah.
But not as long as you would need to age a used full-size barrel.
Yes.
Because a used full-size barrel has less contact with the spirit and the wood, and he just needs to go through that process of aging.
Absolutely.
Now, do we know kind of as a reference point, what if it's a new full-size barrel? Is there I know it's not science, but
well, that's what most distilleries in America are using,
right.
Because you legally have to do that to call it a malt whiskey.
Right. So
new oak.
If we don't do a new barrel,
we do a used one.
Is it no longer the single malt of magnificence?
It'll be we can call it the single malt of magnificence, but the label will have to say single malt whiskey or malt whiskey made, or the label will say whiskey distilled from a malt mash.
Okay.
But we can call it single mom.
Yeah.
M.O.M. with dots next to it.
Yeah. That's smoky single mom.
Because that's not a legal requirement.
Smoky single mom. Okay, in the comments there, let Daniel know if you have questions.
Mm-hmm. And we'll put up the poll right after this.
I'll think of some of my own and I'll put them in there.
Yeah.